Tēnā rawa mai e pā ai tō mātai matu anu i te rangi. E whakamue miti no hoku ki a koe whakawhetai rawa. Ai tēnei rā me o hona katoa. Tēnei rā me te whakaaro nui o ka mea tia nei e kōkoe. Kia uru mai ki roto ki te rā nei. Me o hu katoa ai pā. Te ia wē atua. Whakamue miti. Ai te ingoa te iehua. Āmene. Ka piti hono ka tātai hono ko rātau mātonu tērā. Rātau ka riro noa ke nei. Ki tua. Ki te ārai o te mate. Ki tua rā. Ki te wāhi ka whakatauiratia mai anu ai rā ki a rātau. Haere, whakauti atu ki te pō. Ka piti hono ka tātai hono, ko tātou mātonu anō tēnei, tātou mātau anō. Ana, kuau anō. Kai te mihi atu, tēnā rā tātou, tēnā rā koutou. Koutou katoa no, te kāno hiora ki a tātou kuau. Kai te mihi atu, tēnā rā tātou. Mauri ora, a kahuri, ai. Yeah, I'm probably just about over an hour late now. I was going to get on about 2 o'clock, but couldn't get my tablet going. I don't know why, but I think somewhere along the line we've got I suppose I could have used some data with it, and I don't know that it would have made much of a difference today. But yeah, things are getting exciting. Things are getting exciting. I had a feeling last time I spoke online on the Ariki page. I did mention I might get a time to get back on before the 4 weeks is up, and for sure. The next of my call, it wouldn't have been until the 17th, I think, of July, which is a Monday, usually. But I'm on today. If I was able to get my tablet going, I think it's mainly the weak signal. We've got a weak signal in here where I am. A weak signal at the moment. It tends to be running weak at some points, but at some points in time. But one of the major reasons I wanted to use my my iPad was my tablet was that I've got a lot of notes I wanted to use on my phone. So here I am. I'm on my phone. And I can't use the note. Well, I possibly could, but then I'll be messing about with the phone all the time and not focusing on my call little. But I've got some notes here. And so we've been messing about the last hour trying to... I had a meeting anyway I dived into. But meanwhile we were trying to get my... I had an urgent one I dived into. And meanwhile we were trying to get my tablet going. But I think just too weak, the signal to drive the tablet. But that's okay. Not a problem there. We've got some notes down. We've got still very important kōrero to bring to you today. And kōrero based around settlements and the current the current news on settlements for us is good. We think it's good news, and we don't know that the kahungunu rangitāne realise, but for them it's all bad. for them it's all bad, and Wairarapa Moana as well, for them it's all bad. And the reason for that is that we still haven't got to have the urgent meeting with our lawyers yet. They're still meeting with the Crown and Waitangi Tribunal at the moment. So a lot of the kōrero today that I share with you today is kōrero that is new. Just like the last kōrero, I knew I'd have a lot more new kōrero for you to come again, and for sure, yeah, we've got a lot of new kōrero to hand, and so for the public mainly, so that they know exactly what is happening in there. And for us, we've delivered the ultimatum. You know, we've made sure that the other tribes, that they know exactly where things are at. That just because they've got the crown, you know, and all that sort of carry on. You know, we've heard a lot of kōrero based around their relationship with the Crown. We've got one now, but we're still building that relationship. I think the Crown has a fair idea of what we're all about. We're tūturu or nothing. And they know it. They know it, the Crown, but they keep trying to get us working in with their processes, etc., etc. It's a difficult area to work within, because when you're dealing with the Crown processes, because you've got to count them out in the end. They don't understand this, but if you're tūturu like us, you count their processes out. And that's what we end up doing all the time. We end up doing that all the time. Why? Because we have to compromise the tūturu. See? And if you're tūturu like us and you've got to compromise there, you don't like that at all. You don't like that at all. And so a requirement that requires that we go under the most junior in the land is highly ridiculous to us. And so the Crown has gotten more than used to what we're like. And we always make the decisions based around where we're positioned in terms of the tūturutanga of our ancestry, exactly who we are. We know exactly who we are. We have the whakapapa kōrero, the whakapapa to prove it. We have the reo, we have the tūturutanga, everything based around tikanga, tika, me te kaua. Te tū hono tāngata, you know, all those things within our rangatiratanga. Te katoa wena, te tūākana, te teina. E rā tūāhuatanga katoa, we've got it locked in. We've got it all locked in. And it goes all the way back to the original line ancestry descents of Tahu Mākāka Nui Matua, through Iratu Roto te Matua, through Tutura te Matua, all the way from Raiatea Tahiti, through Te Awa of Moai Hapu. And there's no other... There's no other Tahu Mākāka Nui Matua, as far as we're concerned, quite like us. So, yeah, quite a lot of kōrero to share with you today, and that we needed for me to get on and share with you today. And so here I am, back again, te ariki matua kaya, and ready to deliver all of that kōrero for you. In just a few moments to come. All update to today. Yet again, all update based around the settlements. So all this kōrero is based around the settlements. And that's what we really want. That's the guts of really why I kōrero around these times and share with you on the page over these times is around the basis of our most priority take, which is settlements. Now, we're not too sure whether the Crown understands, but their position and their process would be always, and in fact they wouldn't see it that way probably, but it's almost always blocking us out from settlement. So they don't realise that, they don't understand that as a tūturu iwi, now we're always blocked out. We're always blocked out from settlements. Why? Because we're having to deal with the Crown process. Why? Because we're always having to deal with two of the most junior in the land. And why also? Because they're not iwi. So whenever we come to settlements, what we're talking about is a whole lot of illegalities and flaws. See, so we're dealing with all of that all the time. And so the trick to working within this area of iwi development or hapu, pina hapu, dao pina hapu, and having to work within this area is if you can imagine, dealing with all these illegalities, you're spellbound, you're spellbound, and you're sort of, miki te waha, miki te waha, you are absolutely, he meana, you're dumbfounded, for want of a word. You're dumbfounded. Every time we come to the table, we've got settlements, everyone's like, we're all starry-eyed because, we're always dealing with this area, this space, this part of the space that is stacked with illegalities and flaws. And I guess still the biggest part of that problem, because as soon as you look at that, you've got big problems, and you're always dealing with these big problems. Now, I guess the worst part about it is that, the Crown is actually still an authoritarian dictatorship in the country. And that's the worst part, because here they present us with this process, flawed as, illegalities as, and authoritarian dictatorship driving it. So you can't do anything about it. So that's how starry-eyed we get, miki te waha, and tino, tūmikara, te tāngata, te titiro noa tuki e ni tū a huatanga, oroto i a tātou mātau i niwa. And we're talking settlements of one of the most senior tribes in the country. We're talking about a real iwi. We are a legal iwi. We are a legal iwi because tūturu, paitakaha te pū take, whita katoa, te totoka mai o te pū take, o te iwi, o tahu mā kāka nui matua. So, you know what? Always having to deal with these other tribes who are far from that. And yet they're constantly being told that they're the LNG and not you. And all these sorts of things. You know what I mean. They claim to be iwi and yet they're not. So that's illegal. That's illegal. You shouldn't be claiming in this space. But the Crown allows them to. Why? Because they say they're the LNG, which is illegal too, because that's incorrect. We've asked the Crown, where's their proof? They haven't got any. They haven't got any. And that's the same thing with, here's another illegal part of the settlements. Just giving you a few different, talking around a few different aspects of what we're dealing with every time we deal with settlements. Now, another aspect is in 2009 they took out a claim on us. This is Kahungunu Rangitane, they took out a claim on us. They claimed the tahu mākaka nui Moteo. And you know what? They've been claiming something different. No, they haven't actually been claiming us. They've been claiming something different, but they call it a tahu from Whakataunga. And this tahu is, they point the finger at us, they're squaring it at us, saying this claim, and they're saying, you know, heke mai, whakapapa mai. Whakapapa kōrero mai anu ai. Kia mātai. This is what they say. Whakapapa kōrero mai kia tētahi o mātai. You know? And you know what? You know, I'm cracking up. I'm cracking up at this whole process that, you know, right through to this point in time. Now we've been putting up with all these flaws and all these illegalities. But the point that I'm making is that, you know, if they've been claiming a whole different tahu and not us, then that claim's illegal too. So they're claiming a tahu from Whakataunga. We're not that. We're from Raiatea Tahiti. We know our deal, and our deal, you know, the core concepts of our deal. Taka iho mea nuai, ki roto tira te matua, ki roto te awa, ki roto moai hapu. So we've got no doubt about that. And moai hapu, even though they aroha mai, even though they connect with Whakataunga at some point, and we do too through intermarriage, but that's about it. We've got no original line descents from there of ancestry. There's no originals from there. So yeah, we pretty much have to yeah, no original line descents, then we have to say that claim is illegal. And that's another of the aspects that we need to bring to the fore, you know, so that people are clear about exactly what we're talking about here. Oh, okay. All right. Hang on, I just have to...